South African gym are a scam. I came across this video and it looks very interesting. Let's get into it. I'll link the person's channel below for you to go check them out.
Hi darling, welcome back. South African gym culture is very interesting. I think there's a lot of things we don't talk about, from the toxic membership contracts to the unrealistic body standards that are there for men and for women, and also just some of the shady things that happen at the gym with personal trainers. I want us to have a conversation about the aspects of gym that are scams. I'm not talking about the fitness, because yes, fitness is the goal, fitness and health. There are many people who go to the gym to fulfill fitness and health, but we need to talk about the scams that exist within gym culture. And these are very particular. Some of them are very particular to the South African context. That's why I wanted to make this video, because a lot of the issues that I mention are very particular to the South African context. I have about 4 points that I want us to go to as we discuss this. I want us to go through like 4 points, and I will try to be...
Just before she keeps going, I'll focus on one, primarily the unrealistic expectations when it comes to fitness. This can pertain to fitness anywhere, because I am a personal trainer. I've been in the fitness space since I was 16 years old. So it's been almost 16 years now. So there's a lot of things she'll say here that can definitely apply to anywhere. Anyways, let's keep going.
Breathe. So the first thing that I want to talk about is this thing that has consistently frustrated me about gym culture in South Africa, like going to the gym. This is a scam. Personally, this is a scam. I will never listen to a South African girlie who has an hourglass body telling me how I can achieve a similar body shape and all that. Do not allow people to tell you, do not allow the South African girlies who are fitness gurus or in the fitness industry to give you advice about how to achieve their body type, because you can...
Even when you look at them, your body holds fat in different areas differently. Like if I'm thinking about a man, for example, how their face is shaped, where the fat lays, your lower body, where the fat is distributed, is different for everybody. So for someone to say, if you do these exercises this way, this many times a week, you look exactly like me, that's fraudulent. That's false. That's a scam. And when I train people, I talked about things like mindset, realistic goal setting, short-term and long-term, what you can expect in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year. Never am I going to say you will look like another person. It doesn't have to be me, anyone else. When it comes to training, you need to know your body type. You need to know what training caters to that body type. And you also need to know what a realistic expectation is. Looking like another person is never something realistic to aim for. Ever. Right? That's what people need to learn when it comes to, first of all, setting the goal and doing things to that realistic goal. Anyways, let's keep going.
Only change your body type through surgery. If you are a rectangle and you don't have the hourglass body, going to the gym will help you enhance and be a more sexy rectangular body. You can gain a bit of glutes, a bit of a bum through working out, but we don't talk about the fact that in South Africa, most South African women have the hourglass body type, and Here's a
So the body type she's speaking about is the Mesomorph. So this body type is shorter, stockier, more athletic. Your whole body fat in particular areas of your body, in your hips and your butt, your lower body basically, for men and for women, as a Mesomorph. Okay? Then there's an Ectomorph and an Endomorph. So there's 3 different body types, and the nutrition training for each is different, which is why it's important to understand these body types and to know what to expect. An ectomorph is normally taller and skinnier, and they have a higher metabolism. So this person cannot expect to look like a mesomorph. We hold fat differently. We hold muscle differently as well. It's distributed differently. You get what I'm saying? This is deeper than just doing exercises and losing weight. It's deep, which is why it's important to really pay attention to what your personal trainers tell you. If they're telling you look like them, or you look like a particular person, and they don't really know if that person's body type is similar to yours, they're scamming you. They're selling you. Don't allow yourself to be fooled. This is important. Extremely important. By looking at someone and seeing how their body is and their body type, I can prescribe something specific to help them. So when I train my students and clients, I'm not giving the same plan to 2 different people. I'm making sure to customize things according to that person's body type and fitness level. For an example,
lady who breaks down the video and talks about just the Sarah Batman aesthetic that a lot of South African women have naturally. So girl, I can't take advice from people who naturally have that body type.
First of all, Africa is not a country, it's a continent. Sarah Batman is from South Africa. I am from South Africa. Sarah Batman's body is a typical South African woman's body. Small upper body, curvier bottom. South Africans have such an amazing natural BBL body that even back then, they were so wowed by her body. And up until today, in 2024, people look at South African women and they're still wowed at how we have the natural BBL. Well, let me not say we, because I don't have that body, I'm slim. But anyways, so like I'm saying, each African country has its own look or features, bodily features that make us distinct and that make us different with each country that we're from. It's the same as here in the US. I live in LA. Every single state has its own dialect and accent and, you know, their own look. And just judging from, you know, how they look and they do their own ancestry DNA, they're able to find, okay, which part of Africa they're from. And then those features are able to be easily linked to that country.
Wow.
So if you're going to debate with me about Africa, especially South Africa where I'm from, I want you to at least know the difference between Africa being a country and a continent, and then also know that as a South African, especially as a South African woman, I'm very well versed on the type of bodies that we have, and also the fact that Sarah Batman did not have any type of physical condition. She has a typical natural BBL body that every South African woman has. Go on TikTok and search for South African woman bodies, and you will see curvy, you know, slim upper body, you know, curvy lower body, and it's natural. So yeah, like I said again.
Yeah, body types are different. People just need to be educated. It should be incorporated in the education system in junior high. Teaching you, like in science, when they teach you about the cell, they teach you about all the organs of the body, the different systems. They should teach you body types as well. But people don't understand this because people think we're all similar, of course, but there's differences, and people need to know this. People need to know this because people don't know it. And even someone looking like someone like me, obviously I wasn't born like this, but I have the capability to get here. So I cannot prescribe what I'm doing exactly to someone watching. I can't. I had to figure out what training style worked best for my body type. Doing research, what people look similar to me, what people were similar in height, similar body types, what kind of training did they do, and what are they doing that I can incorporate. Know what I mean? So it's more than just blindly doing things. You need to know exactly what, why, when, where, why, which will help get results according to your body. So don't aim to be like another person, look like another person. Aim to enhance what you have. That should be the goal.
If you're going to debate with me about South Africa or African features, at least know the difference between Africa being a country and a continent. Enjoy your day, beloved.
So, if you come to South Africa, especially like I've noticed a lot of the West Africans, a lot of the Americans who come to South Africa, they basically talk about the same thing when it comes to South African women. It is that South African women are built different. They have the hourglass body. They have the small waist and the huge hips. This is a very common trait in South Africa. It's called steatopygia, and this is one of those things that are genetic and common among South African women and South African men. I know the guys are going to hate this, but let's be honest. South African men also have big bums. There's this guy who is very popular. He's called the Squat King, and he has a big bum. But I'm not even, for me, whenever I see the amount of attention he garners, I'm always shocked. I'm shocked because this is a very common body type among South African women and South African men. South African men also have big bums. Like, not all of them, obviously. I know someone's going to be...
And honestly, not just South Africa. Many parts of Africa. Many parts of Africa. By the way, what you're describing.
I don't have a big bum, but South African men also have big bums. Like, look at the Xhosa rugby players. Look at the guys from KZN. This is a genetic predisposition to hold fat in our glutes, and in our thighs. A lot of South Africans have this body type.
Yeah.
That's why for me, I cannot listen to advice because from someone who has this particular body type naturally, yes, you can work hard to build your bum. You can work hard. You can do your squats. You can work hard, and it will improve the shape and the firmness and increase in size. But we don't talk about the genetics that contribute to certain aesthetics.
You cannot change your bone structure. You know what I mean? Like what you said about the hips being bigger. Like think about the bone structure of that, and they're just fat over that. You know what I mean? So you cannot, there's certain things you cannot change without surgery. She's right. This is an awesome video. Everyone should watch this video. But yeah, it's facts. So you need to know what you're getting yourself into, what goals to set, not to be too excited to the point you set unrealistic expectations and be susceptible to scamming, because people will sell you a dream, play with your emotions to get you to buy, but you're not thinking. Our bodies are different. If they're not talking about your body type, if they're not trying to figure out what you've done in the past, what worked, what didn't work, if they're not trying to figure certain things out before giving you a plan, it's a scam. It's a scam. Because training plans should be customized. It cannot be a one-size-fits-all. It's an individual. It's an individual. It's different for each person. For instance, when I did a training plan for my parents, the same genetics as me, I had to make it custom for each, for my father and for my mother. I couldn't make it the same as what I'm doing. For my brother, I had to do something different. We may look similar and we have similar genetics, but for him, his metabolism was crazy high. So we had to change the approach. I cannot get away with eating as much as my brother, for example. He can eat whatever he wants and not really gain weight like that. So for him, I had to decrease his activity while keeping his calories the same so that it at least gains a little bit of weight. That's just an example of many. So you cannot listen to people prescribing one plan for everybody. It needs to be customized. It needs to. Anyways, let's keep going.
South Africans can work out and have even a more exaggerated big bum because we have the genetic predisposition. I don't have the hourglass body. I have the bum, but I don't have the hourglass body. That's why for me, I don't like, I don't like listening to fitness advice from someone who has a small waist and the hourglass body.
For me, well, how that? I'm a box. I'm a mesomorph. My torso is pretty short, so muscle it looks nice. My arms are very long, so when I have more muscle on my arms, it looks bigger than what it is. My legs are longer. I hold more fat in my lower body. So I can describe my body. I know my body type. And I know that the way I'm eating right now is a 40-30-30. 40% of my calories come from carbohydrates, 30 from fat, 30 from protein. Do any of you know that about yourselves? So training is not random, right? The more specific you can get, the closer you will be to reaching your potential. And the key word is your potential. Don't look at what someone else is doing and copy. You need to figure out how to customize things to fit you. That's the intent here. But anyways, that's it for my reaction. This is an awesome video. I will have the link to this in the description so you can check out our channel. Thank you so much. Awesome video. That's it from me. May God bless you, and I'll see you next video.